seat, we've got Quique Setién, FC Barcelona first team manager, and of course you don't need me to remind you that tomorrow it's El Clásico at the Santiago Bernabéu.
Buenas tardes, mister. Marc Blau de Barça TV. El partido llega en dos equipos con dinámicas diferentes. Vosotros
two teams are in a different kind of form. Barca, 4 wins in a row. Madrid, they've dropped points in the last 2 games and lost in the Champions League as well. So, have Barca the favourites now to win the league title?
Puede ser un día importante, evidentemente, porque
well, it could be a very important day.
Pues nos daría una ventaja.
A win would give us a lead. I don't know if that would be enough. I'm sure it wouldn't.
Extrañas en el fútbol.
We see very strange things happen in football. But I don't really trust form too much. In football, you put the past behind you. It's the present that you're rewarded on. In a Clásico, people tend to forget about the points, positions in the tables. This is El Clásico, where both teams always play as hard as they can, regardless of the situation they're in. I expect a very tightly contested game, very evenly matched. And it's a question of who gets things right to win the game.
¿Qué tal, Quique?
Hola.
Aquí, Ramón Salmurri, de Cataluña Radio. Mi pregunta es sobre Jordi Alba. Entraba en la...
Jordi Alba.
Tenía un plazo un poco más largo. ¿Cómo lo ves? Si lo ves para ser titular o es...
He's in the squad. Some people thought he might be out for longer. Could he play tomorrow?
La verdad es que está bastante bien.
Fact is, he's
Las sensaciones son positivas.
very well at the moment, a positive sensation.
Con él porque evidentemente ya lo habéis visto en la convocatoria.
Clearly you've seen, I've put him in the squad. The question now is whether he'll start the game or not. We're not sure.
Las sensaciones que tiene mañana.
Depends how he's feeling tomorrow, if he's feeling the same as today, but he's got another day. But he's looking confident. So let's see whether we play him to start with or not. I haven't decided yet.
Hola, Quique, Marta Ramón de RACU. Por cómo ves el Madrid, el escenario de mañana, ¿crees
Madrid, the scenario tomorrow,
ser más ambiciosos y hasta
would you go for 4 midfielders, perhaps start with Braithwaite?
Bueno, el plan que en principio tenemos previsto, pues es el que llevaremos a cabo.
Well, the plan we've got is the plan that we're going to put into action, but obviously I'm not going to tell you. I'm not giving any clues to the opposition.
No renunciaremos en ningún caso a ir a por el partido.
But we will certainly not renounce the possibility of taking the game by the horns and attacking our opposition.
Tenemos alternativas pensadas.
We've got other options that we're thinking of. We always do. We'll see how the game pans out. We'll decide as things go on. While there are other ideas that we've already got before the game starts. Let's hope that the decisions we make are good, valid ones and serve us well.
Adrián Albets de la cadena SER, en directo para el Carrusel Deportivo. El miércoles estuvo usted en Madrid con Pep Guardiola.
Wednesday, you were in Madrid with Guardiola, who won 6 times at the Bernabéu. Did he give you any advice to win tomorrow?
Bueno, es verdad que no fui a ver a Guardiola, fui a ver a...
I didn't go to see Guardiola. I went to see the game. I went to see Madrid.
En cuanto a conceptos.
And to watch a team that plays with similar kind of concepts to our own.
Y estuvimos sacando conclusiones.
We had a chat. We drew some conclusions.
Un rato.
Only a very short conversation, but we spoke about lots of different things. He showed me his plan to win the game and how it worked out for him.
Hay cosas, como podéis entender, que no voy a manifestar.
There are things that obviously I'm not going to reveal here.
Concretamente, pues hay cosas de las que pudo hacer el City que no se
But there are things that City were able to do that, of course, I can't.
Igual no podemos desarrollarlas o no nos interesan, ¿no?
And also some ideas that perhaps they're not our way and we're not going to do those things. But it was an interesting conversation.
El partido, que tampoco hablamos demasiado de él,
We didn't really talk too much about the game. We spoke about other things.
cierta relación.
We've got a relationship, we're friends, and we chatted about personal
Hola,
things.
Mr. Germán García, Radio Nacional. ¿Y qué le puede servir de cara al partido de mañana respecto a lo que usted hizo como entrenador tanto del Betis como de la Unión Deportiva Las Palmas, que se recuerda que
What about games with Las Palmas and with Betis, a great 3-3?
ese estadio con esos dos equipos?
Your previous experience at the Bernabeu, can they help you?
Las imágenes hemos vuelto a ver.
Oh, yeah, of course. We've looked back at some of the games played before. We looked at the game Barca played last year and the game that Betis played at Madrid last year. You
de captar cosas.
try to pick out things that could be useful. But in synthesis, it's always the same.
Supongo que el Madrid también lo tiene claro, que vamos a ser un equipo atrevido.
We certainly want to play with a daring team tomorrow. Madrid will, I'm sure, do likewise.
Defender, pero la realidad es que somos un equipo que vamos a ser como hemos sido siempre.
But the fact is that we're a team that always plays the way we do. And I'll do something similar to what I did with Betis and with Las Palmas, now with Barca. I like a daring team. I like a team to go and play the ball, put on pressure. Whether things work out, well, let's wait and see, because you have to remember that Madrid are a very, very good team.
Ahora podemos pensar que no está en su
You might think they're not at the best at the moment, but I'm not trusting to that kind of thing. You need to be ready for games like this. We need to be ready when we've got the ball and when we have not.
Juan Arias, Cadena COPE. Hay una estadística muy importante que dice que el Barça ha ganado 8 partidos de los últimos.
Barca have won 8 of the last 10 games at the Bernabeu. Do you follow those stats?
Yo ya os lo digo de verdad, yo creo que el pasado ya no cuenta.
Look, the past I don't think really counts.
Yo creo que todos los partidos son diferentes.
Every game is different.
Son diferentes.
Every year is different.
Seguramente es un partido vital.
For Madrid, it's a vital game, probably a lot more important than it is for us because of the situation in the table at the moment and the amount of time that's left, because we could pick up a 5-point lead, which would be a big step forward, and it would leave them with a lot of ground to make up. I don't like the word decisive, certainly important, because, as I say, we could go 5 points clear if we win this game. But I'm not counting any chickens. I know this is going to be a very tight game. I know we're going to have chances. There'll be phases when we'll be dominating more, other periods when less. Certainly, it's a different kind of game.
Señor Setién, aquí, Carlos Escolán de Radio Marca, buenas tardes. Al hilo de lo que comenta, usted ha vivido otros clásicos o otros derbis.
You've seen previous clásicos, you've been involved in derbies like the Seville derby.
Como dice usted, ¿puede ser la necesidad del Madrid peligrosa? Es decir,
do you think Madrid's need makes them more dangerous?
Puede ser más peligroso.
After 2 defeats, they're down, and you know what Madrid are like, and they'll be keen to hit back. Look, Madrid at home or anywhere are always going to be a dangerous team. Perhaps now they're obliged a bit more than ever, but look, once the game starts, all these things are forgotten. They know they've got Barca in front of them. We know we've got Real Madrid in front of us. And you just throw yourself into the game. You don't think about the consequences. You want to get out there and play as hard as you can, do the best as you can. Once the game started, everything is really in hands of the players. You've got the plan. It's up to them to carry it out. And there's the added tension that ultimately doesn't really affect them as much.
Usted es un hombre de fútbol y a pesar de todo va a vivir una semana intensísima. Su debut en Champions.
So you've made your Champions League debut this week. Now you've got your first Clásico. You know how important it is for Barca fans to win at the Bernabeu. Yeah, of course I know how important that is.
Me alegraría si ganamos muchísimo
Of course,
más por lo que significa
I'd be a lot happier to win for what it means to the fans than what it means to me. And it means a tremendous lot to me as well. I know the responsibility that I have at this point in time. Not just this game, but every game we need to win. So hopefully we can pick up a win for our fans. It's always important, and it would move us closer to the league title.
Hola, Mr. André Linares, ESPN Brasil. En una entrevista para La Liga, Sergio Ramos ha sido preguntado como...
Sergio Ramos was asked how you can hurt Barca.
De presión alta cuando Barcelona tiene la posesión de
Talked about putting pressure on Barca when they've got the ball. Do you think they'll play that way, or do you think Barca are going to be governing the ball most of the time? I've got no doubt at all that Madrid's not a team that's going to sit back, draw back. They're going to be a brave team. They'll put pressure on us. They'll be going for it from the very start. We'll need to be at our best to deal with that pressure. The goal they got against Man City the other day, that came from pressure from midfield, a steal of the ball, a lovely attacking mood and a lovely pass from Vinicius, and Isco's finish was delightful. So we'll see. There's going to be isolated incidents throughout the game. Of course, Madrid are going to have to pull back at some points, but so will we. That's going to happen in a game like this.
Aquí, Ashraf Benaed de Bein Sports. Será su primer clásico, supongo que será algo especial, pero el hecho de haber ganado dos veces anteriormente en el Bernabéu.
You've won twice in the Bernabeu before. So does that perhaps take the pressure off you personally, make you more confident?
Bueno, no, en ningún caso uno cuando va al Bernabéu va tranquilo.
Look, you're never relaxed going to the Bernabeu, although I've won there twice, and with perhaps minor teams. With Las Palmas, we did very well. We lost the first game, but played very well at the Bernabeu. So I'm really excited about the possibility of winning a Clásico. For me, it would be my first, and to continue the good form that the team's in at the moment, and myself. But there's what you hope and what you want to happen and what really happens, and that's a lot more complicated than just hoping for something. I like to be a moderate, cautious person, and until that circumstance has happened, I'm certainly not celebrating anything or even getting excited.
Solo tiene 17 años, pero ves preparado a Ansu Fati.
Ansu Fati, just 17, but might he be able to be ready to start a Clásico at the Bernabeu? All my players are ready to start the game, and they will do all they can. I'm sure they'll all do well if given the chance. If Ansu Fati gets the chance to start the game, I'm sure he'll do well, and if we do, it's because we've got every faith that he can do.
Hola, Quique. Sara Jiménez de Movistar. Hablabas ahora de que esperas un partido muy igualado. ¿Qué es lo que puede decantar el partido?
What could tip the balance in this game? Like every game, taking your chances. That's how games are won or lost. It's not necessarily the team that deserves to win that does it, but 10 centimeters can make all the difference between victory and defeat. What happens on the pitch often has nothing to do with the score.
que nosotros podamos jugar mejor y que
I'm sure that we can play better and we can take our chances,
pero todo no lo puedo controlar.
but I can't control fate.
Hola, buenas. Aquí Jamie Stone para BeIN Sports Estados Unidos. Barça y Madrid, los números dicen que son los dos equipos que más quieren el balón.
Barca and Madrid, the two teams with the most possession, the most passing accuracy.
El máximo control posible en los partidos. No sé si mañana esa máxima es más clave, más importante que
Tomorrow, how important is
juega en eso.
controlling the possession?
Jugar con el Barça y si el partido en el que el
Been
Barça
seeing you with a big midfield in recent games, so that's particularly important as well.
Bueno, también es posible que hagamos eso. Todavía ya he dicho que hay cosas que no tenemos.
Well, we might do that. There's certain things I've thought of already. Some things I'm still not sure about, but as far as control of the ball is concerned, that's always important for us most of the time. Sometimes you can't because the opponent's got the ball and they're doing well and it's hard to get the ball off them, so it's not a given. But it's one of the fundamental bases of our style of football is holding on the ball, controlling the pace of the game.
Y en esto le damos mucha importancia.
It's something that we always treat very importantly. But Madrid are also a team that knows how to keep the ball. It's hard to get it off them. Neither of us like ball chasing. And the statistics are there to show that. We're the teams that shoot most, the most possession, most passes, most accuracy. That's what you expect from the two teams because of the level of the players they have. It's very important for both teams.
De Gol Televisión, Gerard Piqué salió con unas molestias el partido de
Gerard Piqué, how's his week gone? Is he 100% ready to play? Yeah, I think he's pretty much over the problem he had. There's no major damage. He's recovered well. I don't think there's any problem.
Iván San Antonio.
Hola, Iván San Antonio, Diario Sport. Una pregunta. Estuvo calentando, si no me equivoco, Ansu Fati prácticamente toda la segunda mitad.
Ansu Fati was warming up for pretty much the whole second half against Napoli. Is he 100% fit at the moment?
Está bien.
Yeah, he's okay.
Es verdad que me gusta a veces tener a jugadores calentando.
I like to have players warming up, even though I haven't got plans to bring them on. But I like them to be kept on their toes, active. But we do need to be careful not to have players, too many players warming up and they're not coming on. But the needs of games, they shift during a game. We try to play the players that the team needs, but we like the players to get the time that they need as well. But no, Ansu Fati is fine at the moment. He's trained this morning. He did well. There's no concern there at all.
Ha dicho usted que tiene la duda de Alba, que decidirá.
Jordi Alba, not sure if he'll start or not. Is he your only doubt tomorrow?
No, tengo alguna más.
No, I've got others.
Tengo alguna más.
Max.
Hola, mister. Max Carna de ESPN. Nos ha sorprendido gratamente ver a Vidal jugando en banda, tanto en izquierda como en derecha.
Surprising to see Vidal playing on the wings, both left and right.
Según estos dos partidos que ha jugado, como realmente una alternativa para estos 3 meses. Gracias.
What are your plans for his next 3 months?
Les vas a poner en una ubicación que no es la suya.
Look, sometimes when you put a player in what's not their normal position, sometimes it's good to have players that play in different positions because that gives them a better chance of playing, of course. Because whenever there's any player who can't play, then there's a space for you. And Vidal really complies with all of our requirements. He's very versatile. He's helping us a lot wherever we need him. And there are certain moments when we may need a more specific player for a certain position, and we'll use that one. But he brings things, I think, that are really good for the team, and we use him wherever we think is most convenient.
Hola, Mr. Marcelo Beckler para Sport Interactivo de Brasil. Tú sabes que el Barça-Madrid es uno de los partidos más seguidos en todo el mundo. Yo creo que a cada país marcan de rojo el calendario donde está esa
A red letter day, the Clásico in Brazil as well, where this guy's from.
para ver qué eso supone para ti. Yo creo que también un poco para entretener a la gente, ¿no? El espectáculo que se puede dar.
So, what about entertaining the fans as well around the world?
Hasta hoy siempre he visto estos partidos sentado en el sofá.
Yeah, I've always watched Clásicos sitting on the sofa. I've been sometimes to the ground because you really want to be there for those games. There's a certain component to these. It's in one of the best leagues. There's the emotional connotations for so many people. We all want our favorite team to win and to play well. It's like the derbies all around the world are very exciting games. But for us, it's interesting. Even in Brazil, it's viewed as a very special game that decides a lot of things.
Buenos días, Mr. Rafael Riverso, Tuttosport. Se ha hablado de su doble debut en la Champions como ahora en un clásico, de las ilusiones que genera jugar.
Two big debuts this week for him in the Champions League and Clásico.
¿Qué margen se ha dado? Se habla siempre del margen que se da al equipo para entender sus métodos, su...
How long do you need for the team to fully understand your ideas and to perform 100% what you want out of them?
Vamos a ver. Yo estoy muy contento con la trayectoria.
I'm really happy with things so far.
Que poco a poco hemos ido mejorando.
We've been improving gradually. I don't know what the limit is.
Y el nivel de satisfacción que voy a tener.
Satisfaction
a medida que
depends on
más jornadas o más semanas.
Further games, further weeks. We're working day by day. There are always things to be corrected. I don't think you'll ever be 100% satisfied.
Primero porque yo a mí no me vale generalmente con el resultado.
Because I'm not just going to settle for a result. Results are important.
Quedar absolutamente satisfecho solamente por ganar.
I'm never 100% satisfied just because we've won a game. Every day there are things that need to be improved. Every day we've got things to talk to with the players. There's room for every player to improve. The question is to help them to make sure that that happens. I've had some great coaches over the years that have always shown me how to improve every day what I'm doing. That's the way forward. Then there's your plan, the way you play. That's going to be more or less the same all the time. The players are getting that knocked into their heads. But there's one factor that you can't ever control, and that's the opposition. We often fail to respect the opposition when you play for a team like this because you think that it's easy to win against lesser names and should be easy. That's not true. Look, every day in football, it's harder and harder to win games. A team's name and history is important, but you've got to get down on the field and win that game. So we can always improve things every day, talking to the players. We're going to win a lot of games, but we can't control everything. I'm not sure if you understand my explanation. It's been a bit long and rambling.
Buenos días, Mr. Jordi Suñé de TV3. En este sentido, en Nápoles hubo al menos un par de situaciones en que el Nápoles estuvo a punto de tirar un córner rápido.
Napoli, fast corners, Barca players with their backs to the wall. Ter Stegen had to warn them.
¿A qué se puede deber? Porque remite a Por ejemplo,
What
Liverpool el año pasado.
can you say about that? Because we know what happened against Liverpool that time. So are you going to allow that to happen again?
No, son las cosas que no podemos controlar.
But the things that you can't control, these happen to everybody in your daily lives. You get caught unaware. These things happen.
Y el futbolista, pues le pasa. A mí me ha pasado.
It happens to footballers, happens to me, happens to everybody in everyday life. That you have a small accident, you just don't notice something, things catch you unexpected. You try to control these things, you warn people, tell them to be on the lookout, but suddenly a player's just caught napping, and an opponent can seize those chances when they come up. And this happens all the time in football, but perhaps you don't notice as much because perhaps not as huge as that particular incident that you're referring to. What I do is I go down into the dressing room and I tell the players, look, you can't let that kind of thing happen. But they do, they happen again because they're things that you just can't correct. Those little surprises, things that happen unexpected, they can often cost you games, but they happen to us and they happen to everybody.
Del diario La Vanguardia. El centro del campo formado por Busquets, De Jong y Arthur.
Busquets, De Jong and Arthur playing in midfield.
¿Qué le da ese centro del campo al Barça? ¿Y qué tiene que...
What does that trio bring to Barca? And what do they not? Otherwise, perhaps you would have played them together more often.
Todo este tiempo que llevo aquí haciendo alineaciones,
in the time I've been here picking different teams,
colocando dibujos diferentes,
trying different
te han servido
game plans, they've provided me with information about the different players, whether my ideas are right or wrong, whether things might help us in the future. There's also knowledge that you get from the players. You learn things and you discard things. We've got a whole range of players that can go in midfield with different kinds of qualities. You also pick players for each game depending on what you think one player could give or another player. Look, I'm happy with all the players. There are some things I might repeat more often, some things that we need to understand better or worse. But for any coach in any team, that's part of your job. Trying to find more fluidity, get them to defend better. They're all part of a manager's job and trying to get a team playing well and winning games.
Aquí Albert Nadal del diario Ara. Hola, Quique. Mañana Messi se convertirá en el futbolista que más clásicos ha jugado.
Messi will be the Barca player who's played the most Clásicos, 43, I think was the number he said, assuming he plays tomorrow. What can you tell us about that?
Nos encantaría poderle ver jugar otros 43.
Well, it would be great if he could play another 43.
Bueno, dice muchas cosas, ¿no?
It says so much, doesn't it?
Las estadísticas en cuanto a efectividad que
I don't know about his stats for effectiveness in those games, but he's a tremendously important player for us. You don't need me to tell you that. And hopefully tomorrow he will be able to play a great game and help us to win, of course.
Gracias.